Welcome everyone. This is the weekly working group serving meeting. Today is January 22nd, 2025, and this meeting will be recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. And we are following the CNCF Code of Conduct. Let's get started. First, let's go through the workstream updates. I don't think there's any update for orchestration, but let me know if there's any. Okay. For DRA,
Nothing new for GRA, just the same list of gaps we've been discussing.
okay. Orchestration, autoscaling. We can move on multi-host.
Yeah, I can give a quick update on the disaggregation feature. So here mainly talk about the VLM inference engine. Um, Actually, last month the initial version of the PD disaggregation has been merged, and uh, I did some performance like testing on the latest version. I think people familiar with this feature know that there's a like the original version, which is different from the current merged PR. So the current PR has some performance issues. So in the PR, I showed the performance numbers. It cannot meet the it actually doesn't bring any like performance gains comparing to the chunked prefill. So there's the few problems. The first is the KV transfer itself is not that reliable because it relies on the kind of the nickel pipe to do the transfer. And the second issue is so right now it only support one prefill worker and one decode worker. But this combination actually the from the compute and the memory bandwidth side is imbalanced for most of the um, like the workload types. If you have, for example, like input 1,000 tokens and output 100 tokens, right? For such fixed ratios, we have to adjust the number of the prefill workers and decode workers. So that's another important reason it doesn't bring like solid results comparing to the baseline. So we need X preview worker and the Y decode worker solutions. I think the Tsinghua University, Alibaba and Bandance, we have a new proposal. I think I listed here. Yeah, feel free to take a look. So the next step is to yeah, just implement the XYPD solutions in the VRM community and make sure any workloads can adapt to this pattern. And the other thing is we also need to find a way to offload some prefill operations to the decode workers and make sure that's actually similar to the original paper's mixed machine pool design. Yeah, so that's the performance part, and from the orchestration part, more close to the Kubernetes community is right now it introduced three roles: the router role, the prefill role, and the worker role. Yeah, so like any orchestrators like LWS or some other orchestrators, if you like to support it, you need to support like these three roles and make sure the communication between them and also the KV transfer like the network part are connected. Yeah, so that probably brings some new requirements to the Kubernetes community as well. Yeah, that's an overall update. Yeah.
Thanks. So is the discussion mostly happening in VRM community or
Uh,
yeah.
Yes, yes. I think the it's mainly on the engine part. The change is mainly on the engine side, and once the engine like the how it orchestrated and how those like workers are connected is finalized, and then I think we bring those requirements to the like the working group serving, and the orchestrators can help on the adaptation. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I wonder how much we need to change from like leader worker set or case from case of perspective. So
There will be some, and it also depends on the whether we want the high performance communication between the KV transfer. Right now, I think the high performance part does need the like RDMA, and yeah, so that's another, I think, new criterion added to the like the requirements of the orchestration. Yeah. So I'll help like list those like requirements and probably work with folks from the LWS, or I think Kaiser start to support the multi-node inference as well. So we can try to see whether we can bring up the PD disaggregation instance later. Yeah.
sounds good. Any questions from the group or feedback? We can move forward. Next is sub-project update. Kylan, do you want to give an update on inference extension?
Sure thing. I think the biggest thing to mention is we formalized our list of maintainers. So thank you to everyone who agreed to do that. Pyashin, thank you implicitly. We tossed you in there because you've been a great resource. No expectations as far as actual maintenance stuff. But other than that, moving right along, discussions have been great on our weekly meeting, and feel free to join if you're interested. Always happy to have more people. Yeah, other than that, working away, making great progress. Start of the year has been great for us. That's it.
Sounds good. I also added updated the meeting and meeting information, including Zoom and meeting notes in the contributing section of the repo. So in case anyone wants to join. Okay, Jason, any update for serving catalog?
Working on producing the proposal for like the CLI and usability for the templates. Hopefully in the next few weeks.
It's good. Ashok for inference performance tool.
Yeah, so the tool is underway. We got the first PR merged, which puts in a directory structure for our Python benchmarking library. Thanks to Jan and others for reviewing it. And we have another PR in flight. This is to add like a pre-submit check, linting and other things. And there is also an issue which discusses like how our load gen should work. We'll have some follow-up on that in the next meeting as well. So it's good to see more contributors joining. If anyone else here is interested, please attend the meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, so the meeting link is also at the bottom of the repo. But I guess we need to paste the meeting notes as well. Okay. Any questions and comments on sub-project updates? Okay, I can move on. So for the open topics, I added 2 items here, but feel free to add if you have additional topics to discuss. The first one is we are tasked to write an annual report for the working group. So the working group leads will be working on a draft, and we'll also be soliciting some updates from sub-projects as well. Once we have a draft, we'll share with the community for review. And if you have anything that you'd like to be included in the report, also let us know. The second one is I just want to remind everyone that we do have a document that collects all the documents and proposals we had in the past, organized by different work streams, but some may have overlap with each other. And we also, this was also part of the efforts from working group leads and sub-project leads. We kind of put together a long list of problems that we'd like to address as a group. So I just want to remind that we have this list available and looking for volunteers to help drive each individual problems. Some of these may be covered by the new sub-projects already, but for those ones who are not getting addressed, we are really looking for people to help lead those efforts. Yeah, especially for those who are new to the community, this would be a good document to review. Okay. Next, Jiaxin, you want to talk about GPU failure?
Yes. Actually, this is a survey. Yeah, I like to know whether how people like detect the GPU failures and do the diagnosis in your company. Recently, I get some feedback from some like users. Internally, I forgot to introduce the background. We have some like tools to mock the GPU failures for the GPU development, and also have the tools to do the diagnose and the analysis. For example, tell you, okay, which like link the speed is kind of slow than expected, and for example, the node have four GPUs, but now I can only detect the three healthy GPUs. Yeah, I mean, if there's like a strong interest from the like the community or the industry, yeah, we consider to make a public version of the tool. Yeah, this is just a survey, and I like to know how people use such tools and whether you already have some tools, etc. Yeah, yeah. Feel free to give some feedbacks. Yeah.
Do you have more information about this tool? And you write out the code? Because like I know that many companies doing it right now.
Right,
so
right.
Just curious, like what do you use as a platform for monitoring and exposing this information, and how do you do remediation actions and stuff like that?
Yeah, I can probably write a like one-page doc and share in the next meeting. We mainly use it for the detection, and we have another platform to do the like the, for example, like send the cron jobs to detect the collect the failures, and also have some integration with the node problem detector. Yeah, just like to. Yeah, that's the pattern we used. Just I like to get more feedbacks from other users. Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, I'd be interested in this topic too from the point of view of the device working group, because we, whatever support would be useful in the device level APIs to do that. We have a few things in flight. One, we have a condition on the, or we don't yet have a status on the resource slice, which we could add. We do have a cap to that's sort of in formation right now that would allow administrators to taint individual devices. So like you could have a tool, your tool that detects there's a problem could taint it to take it out of service, so it wouldn't get things scheduled to it. So, but it would be useful to get requirements and feedback as to exactly how you're doing it now and how other people are doing exactly what you're asking, and make sure we give you the right things that you need at the lower level.
Great, great. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, John, it's great. I probably can sync with you offline. Go ahead. Sorry. It's okay.
Yeah, I also know that Amazon seems to be using NPD as well. I don't think we use NPD in Google. I mean, we have some other things, and we're thinking about like, do we need to also do NPD, or maybe like if we can do it as an open source product, that will be beneficial for everybody. So yeah, definitely there is interest in like setting up requirements and understand what we do, and then maybe put those requirements downstream to DRA itself.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of companies and tools available to use AI to do the diagnosis. And maybe that's something useful as well. I think I've heard something like that. And it's a new Kubernetes CSF project now. I don't know how much interest there is for people to use AI to help understand the problems.
Yeah, those tools, I think, like our AI ops team, I think they did some research on similar tools. Most of those tools, I think they have two layers. The first layer is to leverage Kubernetes API to find the key information, right? Like the image cannot pulled or there's some like the eviction, etc. And the second layer, they leverage the AI to explain those issues or do some like root cause analysis. I think yeah, that's the value of those tools. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's important to make sure we expose the GPU failure information so that this kind of tools can also just grab that information and help provide more organized insight. Okay. Any other thoughts on topic? Oh, by the way, the KubeCon acceptance announcement should be sent out already. So I guess we can revisit this list. So if your talk is accepted by KubeCon or either co-located events, please add it to the list. Yeah, so that we can have like more even like face-to-face discussions. It would be good to meet in person. All right. Anything else? Okay, I guess we are good for today. Thank you everyone for attending and see you next week.
Thanks all.